Good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. How's everyone doing? This is our Wise Morning Coffee Chat show. So, as you can see, we have two lovely ladies with us on the show. Very active in our community, Sarah Martinez and Mary Yee. So, if you are new to our show, we on Monday mornings at 7:15, we chat about random conversations, random topics. The goal is to inspire. It's ICM, inspiration, conversation, and motivation. That's the goal for our show, right? So we hope that after you watch this, you feel good and you are motivated, or you get to take on this new exciting thing. I don't know, whatever we talk about. I might be taking this out of proportion, but you know what I mean, right? It always feels good to have a conversation with your friends or with women that you admire or with people that inspire you, right? So that's why I love these conversations. This all started through my Facebook group I used to have, and I still do, Wise Coffee Chats, and it's just a time where I conversate with women with a cup of coffee, right? So we have our coffee here. Get it, girl. And we see that Sarah and Mary have their cups also. So, again, I'm Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy, WISE for short. So, we will start with Sarah. Sarah, can you introduce yourself and share a little bit about yourself to the viewers?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm Sarah Martinez. I'm actually a recent graduate from the Get Wise Leadership and Coaching Program from this summer. Truly transformational, and I can spend forever to talk on that. But I'm a professional in tech. I am a mother to a 19-month-old little boy. I've been married to my husband for the last 3 years. And I'm very passionate about, women empowerment, and I love to cook. And I've recently started a lifestyle blog to document my journey as a mother and a work from home professional during this pandemic. So I'm happy to be here and share some insight with you guys.
Yay! And Sarah's blog is awesome. It's thebomb.com. So check out her blog. She'll share details at the end for sure, I'm sure. And we have Mary. Mary, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. For those who haven't met me yet, my name is Mary Yee. I am one of the original cohorts. I also am a mom. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and I have a son who passed away at 21 days, so I am a mom of loss. I also am a health and fitness coach, trying to help people get their health in check, and I help Jennifer with the running group and the that we have on, so I'm very inspired by Jennifer.
Mary inspires me all the time. She's one of the strongest women I know. I'm like, whoa, I admire her so much. So, ladies, and we have people jumping on, right? I see Yamilet, good morning. I see Alex saying good morning. And Yamilet's already ahead of the game. She already is telling us what she's drinking. She's drinking her coffee with hazelnut creamer. So, with that, it is coffee time. So, what are you ladies drinking? Sarah, you can go first. Just share with us what you have in your cup.
So I love the classic Colombian Folgers. And I love it with a little bit of half and half. And I love this sugar-free syrup I found at Home Goods. I think I shared it on a live a few weeks ago, but they come in different flavors and they're 0 calories, 0 sugar. And a little bit goes a long way. So it gives my coffee just the right amount of sweetness without guilt. So that's what I'm drinking.
Nice. I love that. Every time I go to the stores and I see these sweeteners, now I think about you and Angel. Awesome. Thank you. Mary, what are you drinking?
So I'm not drinking my coffee black today. but it's still not sweet. I actually put in pumpkin spice, like half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice in the coffee grounds, and then make it like that. And then I just added almond milk, unsweetened. So
Nice.
That sounds good.
You know, I like pumpkin pie, but I don't know. I still can't do the pumpkin coffee though. Like I haven't found the right pumpkin coffee. I don't know if there's
not,
maybe ladies can make some suggestions.
Really?
I'm,
Have you tried the Starbucks one?
yeah, it's
Not a
not.
fan.
It's not. It's I've tried a lot of Starbucks stuff. It's not the greatest. At least I love Starbucks, but I'm not too crazy about the pumpkin one.
is it not sweet enough?
I guess you know what? I think I'm anticipating it to taste like pie. So in my mind, I'm like, this don't taste like pumpkin.
No, it's not.
That's all I'm thinking. Um, and I don't know if you guys ever do, when you cook the pumpkin in the peloncillo, what is it called?
We did it on Saturday. Piloncillo con canela. My
Yeah,
husband did it.
yeah. My mom does that too, so it still doesn't give me that flavor either. So I'm like, I haven't
Funny.
found the good pumpkin flavor. Anyways, that's
Your
beyond the
expectations are too high.
expectations are too high. You are absolutely right. That's what it is. So I'm drinking the Mountain Climber brand that's at Walgreens. I think it's called Mountain Climber, or I'm thinking of Mountain
Mountain Green.
Climbers, but it's Mountain Green. Yeah, I said Mountain Climber. That's the coffee I'm drinking right now, and I'm drinking it black. So we have Maria also. She said, "Good morning, beautiful women. So nice to see you." Alex said, "Mine is with Italian cream."
Ooh.
And Sarah's,
Girl.
yeah, I love your hair, Sarah. So we have some exciting conversations today. And if you're just jumping on, just let us know what you're drinking. It's a very interactive show. We want you to feel like you're part of the conversation. So, of course, so we had our coffee time. So make sure you're still throwing in there your favorite cup of coffee. But we're going to be talking about morning routines. How exciting. Not exciting. Not
It is exciting. I love my
It is
morning routine.
exciting.
I know for some people it's very exciting, and for some people it's like, why are you talking to me about this right now? Like so morning routine. I'll let Sarah kick off the conversation about morning routines. I have my thoughts on it, and anyone that's watching can share their thoughts on morning routines too. Go for it, Sarah.
Sure. So honestly, I never really had an established morning routine until I became part of the WISE community and that's one of the things I loved about it, because part of the coaching group really ingrains in you how to manage your time, how to balance your day. And the activity that we had that really made us step back and look at our calendar and see how much white space we had, it really made me think about, how much flexibility I had and where I could really squeeze in other activities that I loved or that I missed doing or that I knew were important and I just kept putting off because I was too tired, or I would procrastinate and find other things to do. So for me, my morning routine as of this summer is waking up at 5:30 in the morning, getting ready for the gym, working out for about an hour, coming back, making breakfast, making coffee, getting in the shower, and logging onto my computer right before 8. So it's about 2 hours or so. But it has made such a huge impact on my life to get up so early. Even on the days I don't go to the gym, I truly appreciate just the silence, the me time. I love that it's still dark outside. I don't know. I just like that cozy feeling, that solitude, the quietness that an early morning can really bring you. And I've been so consistent with it that now my body just wakes me up naturally. For example, last night I went to bed at 10:30. I didn't go to bed early like I normally do because I had some work things to do before today. And I still was able to wake up at 5:30 without my alarm. And I'm like, oh, That's good. And because, you know, there's days, of course, that you want to sleep in or you feel so tired and you don't want to get up an extra 10 minutes in bed. But I really think that consistency is key. And depending on how you structure your day, and you'll find, like, you know, ways to move things around, ways to delegate tasks to other people or save it for other days. And for me, it was just really making a conscious effort to focus on my physical and emotional well-being. I knew that I was overweight. I know that I struggle with anxiety. I know that I struggle with trying to multitask being a mom and working from home and also wife life. So because of WISE, I was really able to, you know, ask myself, you know, what can I really take on? You know, how much time do I have from the moment I wake up to the moment that I have to start work? But can I wake up a little earlier? Sure. And did I want to sometimes? No, I didn't. I wanted to keep sleeping because I was tired from the day before. But like I said, the earlier you wake up, then your body will start to get into that groove of wanting to go to bed a little earlier. And your biological clock just starts to get you into that groove.
Mm.
And to me, that's just been so life-changing and so impactful. It really has set the mood for my day. I feel so much more productive in the morning. I tackle the most important things. My emails, if I know that I'm going to make a big dinner later, I'll pre-prep and cut some vegetables in the morning, so that way I don't spend too much time in the evening and I could spend it with my family. I work out, like I said, and blog, or I'll just have a moment of stillness and drink some coffee. But that's what my mornings look like these days. And it's something that I definitely encourage everybody to do. Even if it's just waking 15 minutes earlier than your usual time, half an hour earlier. But I think in order to really progress and see change, you just have to really get out of your comfort zone and break old habits and recondition your brain to do things a little bit different and better for yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. So now I feel energized, I feel pumped, I feel caffeinated, and I'm ready to take on my day by the time it's like 7:30.
Yay! I think that's a great testimony,
Yeah.
Sarah, to share. And I know you wrote it in your blog.
I did.
So that was a great read, by the way. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So we have some comments here. We have Maria said she's drinking Dunkin' Dark Roast made at home black with a teaspoon of sugar. Awesome. We have Alex saying, I'm trying to get mine set up an hour before boys wake up, and my youngest wakes up at 5 to 6 a.m.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah, you would need to get up at 4 a.m. I understand that. Maria just said, white space in calendar. I just talked about that last night with the coaching group. We were talking about that last night. Like, how much white space do you have? Right? Isn't that like the exciting moments? Like, oh, white space. I can do all this. Okay, that's just me probably, but.
No, it's me too. I think it's exciting because I'm like, oh, I actually do have the time.
Yeah. We have Yamalette. She said, yes, I started it back up today. I miss my morning routine. It's the best thing ever. Awesome. And then we have Adeline. Good morning, sunshine. So beautiful. Thank you, ladies, for sharing. Keep bringing the comments as we're talking. Mary, you're a natural early bird, right? Like, I think this is something that's just part of your life, right? So tell me a little bit about your morning routine.
Yeah, so I was thinking back to when I was a kid, and I remember waking up in my grandmother's house, and she had this glow in her kitchen. She was making her coffee, setting my grandfather's breakfast before he went to work for the railroad. And so I think that image romanticized the alone time for me.
Mm.
And as I started to get into my morning routines, I constantly remember that. And she probably had a bright light, but to me, there was a glow. But so I started doing workouts super early in the morning because before all this pandemic, I had to go to work. And after my dad passed is when I started taking care of my health. And at the time, Hayden was 2. So, like Sarah, having a small child, the excuses of time for me were there. And I just decided, you know what? If I don't have time, guess what? There's that half hour before everybody wakes up that you can have for yourself. And so that's what I started doing. And now, with the pandemic starting, I've incorporated the prayer time that we do in the mornings. And that, even though I had that time to myself, now the intention of prayer has been amazing for me.
Nice. Thank you, Mary, for sharing. So I think for me, and I've always been like, my aspiration's always been to be a morning person for the last 10 years. Like, I actually am deep down like a night owl. I think like deep down I'd rather stay up late and sleep in. That's just something that I rather. And then of course with small children, things happen. They can't sleep, they toss and turn, they'll get sick, right? So sometimes we can't get up every single time early in the morning for, like even today, I couldn't make my normal 5. I was up at 5, but I wasn't up at 5 because I wanted to be up. It's because I was up throughout the night because, trying to take care of the babies, right? So, but I've always I aspire to wake up early in the morning and have alone time with God and read my Bible and pray. And so that's part of the reason why we do the calls in the morning at 5:30 in the morning. That's kind of the accountability for me to get my butt up in the morning and say, okay, but once you're up and once your body's used to it, like Sarah was saying, oh my God, you're like, now what can I do with my time, right? Like, there's all these opportunities. I can go for a run. I can clean. I can do this, right? And I think that was one of the fun things. Like, I have the time. No one can bother me. And yes, people love the eat. Maybe some people do it at night. But I think setting the day, that morning book, everyone loves that morning book. What's it called, Mary? I read it too, but I can't even remember the title right now. I know Yamilet knows the name. I know she's on watching. Let's see. What is it called, Yamilet? The morning book. Basically the
Oh, the
book
one for the
talks
movies
about,
that I sent?
yes. What's it called again?
Oh, God, I know it's called.
Now we're all like not sure,
I
but we've
know.
read it. We have it in our we have it in our account. So basically in the book, after I read that book, the author said, if you start your morning with chaos, your entire day is going to look like chaos, which is true. If you're running around just trying to stumble and chase things around your house and, you're looking like a mad woman trying to get your kids, pre-COVID, let's picture trying to get them out to school and you look like a nut, right? But if it's more peaceful and calming and you calm your mind early in the morning, you're going to be calm throughout the day and bring that calmness to your kids, right? So on Friday, I went for a run. I think it was 6:30 to 7:30. I went for a run. I was like, you know what? I need to start bringing them in the morning. I like to run at night also, but I was like, let me try to bring them to the mornings again, since our schedules changed a little bit. And I felt amazing. Like, I wasn't yelling at my kids to get up early in the morning. Let's be honest. When you're trying to get your kids up in school and you're like, get up, get up. I don't know, Sarah, if you're there yet,
Not
but
that.
I'll flick the
I
light.
know.
That's me towards my husband, not my baby yet.
Okay, well, there you go. Get up. You're turning on the lights. You're flicking
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
And my daughter hates it. The oldest, leave me alone, Mom. I want to sleep 5 more minutes. I'm like, nope, time to get up. Time to get up. So, but I think once I came back from the run, I was like, sweetheart, it's time to get up. I was more.
I know it transforms you.
It does. You feel the difference in yourself. So,
It's all those positive endorphins that are
Mhm.
coming from the workouts.
That definitely is part of it. I can totally agree. I just can't wait till I'm old. Like, let me think, like maybe 60, 70. This is I'm like that. I want to be older. I'm excited for that process because you don't need the melatonin anymore and the cortisol, so you don't need sleep, right? So you're not growing no more. You don't need the hormone no more, so you don't need enough sleep. So you'll only sleep like 4 hours and you'll be okay. Like I can't wait for that.
They sleep earlier.
They sleep earlier, they take naps throughout the day. That's the life. That's the glory life, right? Um,
Um,
so we have Adeline. She wrote, I got up 30 minutes earlier today. I hope I can keep going till I have an hour early, which would be
Ooh.
6 a.m. Nice. Ideally, I want 5 a.m., but I go to bed late. Nice. So true. I'm just like you, Jennifer. I aspire to be a morning person, but with little kids, I can't. They get up like 3 times a night. It is hard with the little ones to be a morning person, but it's possible. It's totally possible. It's just getting to bed earlier. Like it's hard if you're trying to go to bed like at 11 or 12 and trying to get up at 5. It's really hard.
It's hard. And what's even harder on you is if you're in bed with your cell phone in your face or you're watching Netflix on the couch and you expect to just like knock out. All that screen time is going to overstimulate your brain. I mean, we see it in our own kids. If you give your kids too much screen time, they won't nap, they're chaotic, they don't listen. It's the same with us. So I really do an effort to step away from the TV at 8 and spend the rest of the night until I fall asleep at like 9:30ish reading, or just to my son, or reading myself, or just laying in bed and thinking about things. But you have to wind down and step away from technology. Otherwise, your body won't adjust to its natural rhythm, if you will.
yeah,
Yeah. I think, yeah, you're right.
I've had Hayden on a schedule pretty much. I mean, 8 o'clock is the latest that she's up and in bed, and then that gives me, even if I want to stay that extra hour, that 9 o'clock, that's the extra time for me. Now she's getting a little more difficult because she's getting older, but yeah, it helped.
Yeah.
Actually, oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say that blog post I wrote yesterday about the morning routine. It was actually it was part of my morning routine when I was writing it, but I invited Yamilet to my morning routine because I know that she was also struggling getting up. We all go through phases where we don't want to get up in the morning. We're doing so well, but then we get into this funk. So I'm like, you know what? I see her struggling, but also I need to make more time to write and really create this new hobby for myself. So we scheduled an accountability call, just like we would do for Wise, and we wrote for an hour and we produced content. You saw how she published her blog this morning, and I think that's just the only way to really get things done and be productive.
Yes, that's a great point. The accountability, the setting appointments with one another, right?
Yes.
Like the prayer calls. Even though I might not make it every 5:30 in the morning, I know that I aspire to be on there, at least get my butt up. I also have writing sessions with some writers Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 7 a.m. So that's like my time to write, right? So like if you're trying to get this going, and I've tried it with the WISE community to get writing times up with some of the women, but it just doesn't happen. So maybe we'll start that up again and maybe do more writing sessions with the alumni, because I think we tried, right, Mary? Maybe like 2 cohorts ago. Maybe we'll try that again if the interest is there.
I think you'll probably have more traction with the alumni because I believe that most of us now have an established routine. We get up earlier, where it's easier for us to say, yes, we'll jump on, versus a new cohort that's still trying to get into the groove of things and maybe don't want to get up so early yet. Maybe you can offer that in the middle of the cohort.
Yeah.
Once they start establishing their morning routine. It's just an idea.
Yeah, no, great idea. We have Alex. She said that's been in a way to sleep at 1 a.m. and been awake by 5 to 6 thanks to my boy's 8 p.m. bedtime schedule. Awesome. Maria said, love that. Old people don't need to grow anymore. And Maria, we're not placing any of these women in that old category. I'm thinking of like 70 plus before Mary and you guys start saying I'm not talking about you guys. All right. I know Mary already. She always thinks I'm talking about her. Uh um Alex said, I guess I should schedule me time from 8 p.m. to like 12 a.m. until I could get my mornings back. Yeah, that's a good point. Yamala said, yes, thank you, Sarah Martinez. That really got me out of my funk. Well, this is an awesome conversation. Morning routines, right? This was fun. Now we're gonna go into our next topic that I wanted to bring some awareness to, right? The American Murder. It's a show that's on Netflix. It's The American Murder, The Family Next Door. It was on Netflix. I actually watched it. I know Angel Ramirez, she wanted me to watch it, so I watched it. Um, and the whole story is about how Chris Watts, which is the father and the husband of this family, murdered his wife and two daughters. It was actually it was a very sad, it's a very sad story. It is um definitely violence against women, right? And I know that I think the statistic is, and I might be wrong, but I believe um every day 4 women die from their spouse, right? From and I might be wrong, the number might be different, but I know it's like every day there's a set number. It's an average 4 women die every day from being murdered by their spouse. So Chris Watts, he wanted, from what I saw in watching the show, it almost seemed like he was a very insecure, demasculated man, right? And he was just like, I want this new life, and found this new girlfriend, some young, like peppy girl. And he wanted to get rid of his family because he wanted this new lifestyle with this new chick, and murdered his wife. And she was pregnant with the 2 babies. And I believe they were out somewhere in, I want to say Arizona. I don't even remember the actual where they're located, or is it Wisconsin? Because I think he's serving time in Wisconsin. So the whole point of this is, it's terrible what happened. It's such a sad story. Yes, I agree, Maria. It was very sad, and watching it, and more for the babies, right? It's one of the, and of course the wife too. My heart goes out to all of them. But he was pretending. It was almost like a Drew Peterson situation. If you guys remember Drew Peterson, right? Everyone was looking for the wife, and he was like, I don't know where she went. She might have ran off. She might have ran off with her lover, or whatever stories he was saying. Basically the same thing. He was like in the news outlets, but you know that when a wife is murdered, the first people that the police always look at is the husband. They're like eyeballing the husband first, because that's the person that's closest to the wife, right? So he was like playing this whole like charade, like, yeah, my wife, and he was on the news, and I want her to come back, and I hope my kids are safe. But he was the one that committed the murder. And Yamalet said, yes, very sad story. We all need a friend like her friend that noticed something was wrong. So, you know, this is something to bring awareness to, and always keep an eye on, our loved ones and our family members. And violence. There was a post that I read, and I don't know what you ladies want to share a little bit of thoughts on. I know you guys didn't watch it, but if you want to share a little bit on it, or your thoughts on the whole situation. It was tragic, and it's sad, and it's interesting that there was a post where I kept seeing it's violence against women, but no one's ever bringing the attention to the perpetuator. It's not men committing violence, or husbands murdering. It's always, the attention's always on the woman. And I gotta find that post. It was such a great post when I read it, and I'm like, oh, I lost it. Once you read that post, and if you don't like tag it or like it or put a comment on it, you'll lose it. I can't find it anymore. But I thought it was so good. That's like, we're never putting attention on the perpetuators, which is the men. We're only putting the attention on the women who receive the violence, but take away the responsibility from the men. So that's it. I know I keep talking. I'm going to stop talking right there. If you guys have any thoughts that you wanted to share.
Well, I didn't watch the documentary, but I remember hearing about it when it happened. and I watched the trailer for the documentary. And what I found interesting, and I didn't know this, that she had been, if I remember correctly, in abusive relationships before. And she glorified her marriage to this guy. Was his name Chris?
Mm-hmm.
And how he saved her and how he was so different. But at the end of the day, he took everything away from her. He killed her and their unborn son. I just find it to be such a cowardly act of love, or not even love. I don't even know what you would call it, but I don't know. It was so ironic for her to talk about her pain from her past and how she was saved by this man, but this man really didn't save her. It was just so heartbreaking to see that.
Very, yeah, that's terrible. Agree.
Yeah, and I just think that sometimes it's sad to see that people have a history of it, whether it's from their families that they saw that it was allowed in their house, and then they grow into the same relation and don't see. Sometimes it's sad to see that they don't see the way out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is a terrible, domestic violence and violence against women overall is terrible. It's obviously something that it's a societal issue, right? Worldwide. There's no race, there's no demographic, there's no income bracket that pertains to this. It's in all levels. So it's bringing awareness to the situation is definitely going to be key, and stop pushing it under the rug, right? Yamalet says, my god sister was murdered by her husband and it was a horrible loss. The worst part, it was the day that she finally wanted to leave. Her husband mother warned her that he wasn't good for her. You know, um, and I know that we wanted to make sure we bring this because it is still Domestic Violence Awareness Month, right? It's still something that 1 out of 3 women are in an abusive relationship, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, right? There's different levels of this, and it's very complex, right? Domestic violence. It could be, a lot of times there's women that don't realize that they're in an abusive relationship because there's no physical, evidence of pain being inflicted, but there's a lot of emotional or spiritual, right? There's all this other type of abuse. So if anyone is struggling with domestic violence, we do have a phone number you can call. It's 877-863-6338, and you can find the resources that women might need to get out of those relationships. The biggest thing is that what you were told is do not leave, right? When you leave, you have to create a plan to leave that relationship, and you have to know the cycle of when the abuse is happening. So there's always like a lovey-dovey stage, and then there's a walking on eggshell stage, and then there's a stage where it's like boom, this is when the actual abuse takes place. Many times, domestic violence advocates say you need to leave at the time when you're in the lovey-dovey stage. That's when you actually find a way to escape the relationship. And that's what a lot of times when they put the strategy, that's what they advise. Don't leave in the moment of the physical part because you don't want a murder situation to happen or something in that something that extreme can happen depending on the perpetuator. So of course, if in the moment you have to flee, you have to flee. It's natural, right? But when you're creating a plan, it's figuring out when in that circle I can actually exit this relationship. And that's when you call those phone numbers to find out more information and figure out when is, get advice, get the counseling that you need, get the resources that you need, because there's resources out there, but people don't know. And then, of course, this brings to my next topic. We do have an event this Thursday for those that are watching, and it's in recognition of the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We're going to be in Villa Park in Close Mentor, and we're actually going to have a private shopping event for our community. So this is exciting for those that maybe are like, I want to do something for the community, or maybe you want to support a domestic violence organization in some way, shape, or form. All the proceeds, the store, Closed Mentors from in Villa Park, they're going to donate 20% of the proceeds to Focus Ministries, which is a faith-based domestic violence organization, a 501c3. So this is an opportunity. They help this domestic violence organization trains a trainer. I actually got my certification through them on the faith-based domestic violence counseling. So I mean, if you want to help out, come and shop on Thursday from 6 to 8. Again, it's private, so you got to reserve your ticket. It's free to go. Obviously, you're going to shop, right? There's clothes that you're going to buy, but it's free to be there. Again, 6 to 8. So I hope you guys take advantage. Check out my story, or check out my profile for the details. And we'll be there in support of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, supporting this organization and supporting this business, right? Because the businesses are taking hits right now, and this is a smaller franchise store owned by women. So if we can go and shop and support them, that would be awesome as well, right? What do you mean by shopping? Literally, we're having a shopping event, Adeline. So you can come, and we're going to be all shopping together. It's private, so the public won't be there. It's just going to be women from our community there. So you just have to register through Eventbrite to make sure that you can go. And if there's a wait list, we'll let you know if there are any cancellations, so you can go. Can I get more information later on training to help others? Yeah, definitely. I shared the website of who we're going to be supporting, Alex. So you can go on their website and find more information. Absolutely. So finally, we're going to talk about Halloween Ideas 2020. So for the women here and the women that are watching, what are you doing for Halloween? And how are you going to keep, right? We're in a pandemic. And I know that a lot of towns have curfews. I know that there are a lot of towns that are saying, I think if I'm not mistaken, stay in your neighborhood is what the city of Chicago is saying. Do not go out of your neighborhood to go trick or treating, to only go one family at a time to a house, right? They're putting these restrictions. So I just want to see what you ladies we're going to come up with to keep Halloween fun and safe this year for your kids.
So I love Halloween, and I wish I would be here to celebrate it, but we'll be out of town. But I am part of a Facebook group for moms in my community, and everyone was kind of like asking the same thing yesterday or a couple of days ago. What are we doing? What are we doing? And everybody's scared. Everyone's scared to take their kids out and go from door to door. Who's going to open it? You know, how close are you going to be to my kid? We have to be socially distant, but also, you know, you don't know what's in that candy either. So you kind of have to do double the work of keeping your distance, going through candy. But then some good ideas went back and forth on having a candy bowl outside, you know, put something outside for trick-or-treaters, but you also run the risk of probably running out of candy so fast. You know, people probably grab handfuls of candy and then you're kind of left with nothing else. But who knows? Maybe you won't get a lot of trick-or-treaters this year. I've also heard of piñatas outside, having like smaller gatherings with your kids and the kids in the family to have a piñata outside and celebrate Halloween that way. And another mom in my group bought these cute little fishnets from Amazon. So that way, when she goes door to door with her kids, they'll just reach out with this little fishnet, and the person at the door would just drop their candy into this net and they'll walk away. I thought that was kind of cute too. But it's hard. We have to be creative in this pandemic because Halloween, it's exciting for kids. They want to dress up. They want to get their candy and be with their friends. But You got to make the most of it. I know last year, remember we had the blizzard on Halloween? People still went out. We went out. So I don't think this pandemic will stop anybody from going out. But I think there'll probably be a lot of people who will try to find workarounds or bring it to their kids somehow so they can have that normalcy.
Yeah, it is rough, right? It is rough. I know that for those that do, and it's not for me personally. I still do Halloween activities, but I'm not like too into the Halloween holiday, right? I'm not into all the gruesome and all the gory stuff like I have, but I still take my kids trick or treating, right? I still participate in that activity because the kids, their feelings get hurt, because I see that Alex, she says she's having a spiritual struggle because her father-in-law wants to take the boys overnight, get together for Halloween. So I just wanted to share for those, for me personally, I don't celebrate Halloween and I don't get all into the gory stuff, but I do still participate in events because the kids, their feelings get hurt. They're little ones. They don't know, they're in school and everyone's going to dress up and everyone wants candy and it's free candy. So, to me, it's like, as long as we're not celebrating Halloween in itself, Alex, I think it's okay, in my opinion, but you have to see if that makes sense for you. But I love the fish idea, the fishnet
fish
idea.
net? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Like, here, reach over, give me my candy and let me go. I think, the whole thing is don't give out candy give candy that's sealed tight, right? If you're gonna be giving candy out, don't give candy. Like sometimes the candy is like the Tootsie Rolls or the drum lollipops that can open up real easily. It's safer to like just give out candy that's sealed up good because then parents can disinfect them, right? Now parents not only got to check them to make sure that they're safe, you have to disinfect them at the same time, right? Which I disinfect anything that comes into the house right now during the pandemic. But I wanted to share, I don't know, Mary, what are you planning on doing for Halloween? Is there anything that you're doing because, of everything that's going on?
So we're people, not so much the goriness, the costume part. So we have been able this year to do my sister and them always do a theme. So we're joining them in their theme, and the theme is Alice in Wonderland.
Oh,
So
cool.
for me, I'm going to dress up as the White Rabbit, and I'm going to use a white mask, like face mask, and just put that as the bunny face. And Hayden's going to be the Cheshire Cat. And I found her a cute mouse cat, so she'll still be wearing her mask. And we're just going to go to people that we know also. It's not going to be huge, but as for candies, since I'm not going to be home, we haven't really bought it, but we do have that fishnet too, where I'll probably be telling I'm like, hey, use that and give them the candy with that. But my mom pre-packaged little bags of candy.
That's cute. To put outside on her front porch?
So she's just gonna she's created the other day. What is this box for? She's like, it's for Halloween. She's like, I'm gonna put the candy in the box and then they're gonna reach in the box. I was like, okay. It's like, I'll still see how that works. But yeah, she's all into Halloween too. She's like, it's just for the kids. The kids just want it. And for most of them, like mine, it's just the thrill of going and getting the candy because I still have Halloween candy that I have to throw out. She doesn't even eat it.
Yeah, we always have a bunch of candy and we don't know what to do with it at the end, right? Something that I think we're gonna do.
No, I was gonna say some dentists collect some dentists collect the candy and they send it over to the soldiers. So
I've heard of that.
Nice. That's nice. That's a great idea. I know for us, what we'll probably be doing is my daughter is real big on, I just want to make sugar cookies and I want to decorate pumpkins. So she wants to actually paint pumpkins. So I'm thinking, okay, I can just buy some pumpkins. We'll get real crafty and decorate them and then bake. That's probably what we're going to do. I know there's been some talks in the family where only maybe family members will gather together in small settings and trick or treat in their house outdoors, like in a backyard, but that's still kind of in the works. But if people are still debating, I know some communities are doing the trunk or treats. Some people are really focusing on just decorating still, like decorate your home on Halloween Day. Some people are actually saying that they'll do what your mom is doing, Mary, like just making safely giving out the treats, making little treat bags and giving it out to people instead, right? So I just wanted to share some things, and if anyone's listening and maybe you're doing something fun for Halloween that's safe and you're being mindful of the community. I was actually thinking of giving out toys, to be honest with you, this year.
Just doing some spring
That's
or
good,
fall
yeah.
cleaning.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, how can I get rid of these toys quickly and safely? And I'm like, would it be crazy if I'm out there giving out like Shopkins and stuff like that? So instead of like giving you an actual, like I'll just put a whole big old, I live on a big avenue. I could put a whole big bowl of different toys and just say free take and see who
Trick
takes,
or
right?
treat a toy.
Yeah.
And there are kids who can't have like peanuts or certain candies. They're gluten free and they can't have that either. So that's probably not a bad idea.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure any kid would appreciate a toy during these times too. I mean, a lot of people are either out of jobs or cut down on work hours, that a toy would make their day.
Yeah, so I have toys. We're doing some cleaning and we're finding toys that my daughter hasn't even opened. So I'm like, we're gonna figure out what to do with this. So
or if you don't want to do a Halloween, save them for like a toy drive for Christmas time. Rewrap them, and especially if they're still in their original box.
That's a great idea. So
Toys for Tots is big on that.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, I think this is great. This was a great conversation, ladies. Thank you for everyone that's watching and communicating. Sarah, if you wanna, and Mary, Sarah, first share some information, share your blog information, before we go.
Sure. So my domain it's sarahmartinez.com, literally how it is. It's sarahmartinez.com. So it's basically a lifestyle blog on self-care, wellness, motherhood. It's new, so there isn't so much content on there. And there are some categories that I'm still working up, like cooking and recipes and beauty, for example, because I'm a huge makeup junkie. So that's my domain. Reach out if you have any questions. Happy to just collaborate with anybody and meet any new faces these days, since we're all kind of just cooped up in our house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarah. And check out her blog. I did write it in the comments section. It's Sarah Martínez with the H. Yes. I know Sarah spelled different ways. .com. And Mary, anything you want to share?
Sure. I'm always around. I am, like I said, I am a health and fitness coach, and I'm focusing on that to help, especially right now. Health is key. We do have many workouts and supplements to help people with their health and nutrition. So I do that, and you can find me on Instagram at MYeFitBlessings.
Fit Blessings, right? Okay, awesome. So make sure that you check out Mary. You can find her on social media, on Facebook. You can find Sarah. We put the link there. And then of course you have Instagram is MYeE Fit Blessings is her Instagram user handle. And then of course, briefly, I just want to make sure I remind everyone we have a couple of events this weekend, right? So we have Thursday is our shopping event. uh, this is where we actually go to a store that is closing just for us, where we can shop for clothing items, and then the proceeds will go to a domestic violence organization. The proceeds will be donated. We also have on Saturday we have our regular monthly mastermind meeting, and this will be our last mastermind that's open to non-members. So if you're a non-member and you want to go check it out, we're going to be learning about conflict, and we're going to have Jennifer Jordan Cruz, who is an author, a speaker, a pastor's wife, and she's going to be talking about her book, God, I'm Overwhelmed. So that's going to be, I actually already read the entire book. So it's going to be a nice presentation from her as well. So that's on Saturday at 9:30 in the morning. And the ticket sales are already up on Eventbrite. So if you want to register, hang out with us Saturday morning. It is a lot of fun. We hold each other accountable. We introduce each other. You find out what are the promotions that our members have, right? So if our members are selling something or promoting something, you find out what they're promoting so that you can take advantage of the opportunities. And then of course Sundays are run. So it is our last run of 2020. So if you want to do a 5K, you want to do a 10K, you want to do a half marathon, the ticket sales are up for that. We are going to be running as a group together. You can run, this is virtual, you can run at your own time, at your own location, but we'll be running on the 606. So for those that want to run in a group with social distance, of course, and mass on, will be running on the 606 on November 1st at 8 a.m. So just wanted to share this with everyone. Hope that you join us. I'm super excited about all of the stuff that's going on this weekend, because we're going to have a very busy weekend this weekend. So thank you so much, ladies, for being on with me this morning. Sarah, Mary,
Thank you
and
for having us.
yes,
Yes,
you guys
thank you so
are
much.
awesome. You guys are awesome. And thank you for everyone that's also watching online. We appreciate you being with us as well. And that's it. So we'll talk to you guys. If we don't see you this weekend, we'll see you next Monday. So God bless everyone, and then talk to you guys soon.
Sounds good.
Goodbye.
Bye. Happy
Bye.
Monday, everyone.